Keep on learning. Soldiers, keep on warring. Whoa, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long.
Hi, I'm Catherine.
And I'm Dan.
And we are happily married thanks to eHarmony.com. So let me tell you a little bit about what my story is. I signed up for eHarmony.com about 3 years ago, really with no intention of meeting the love of my life. I've been widowed for 17 years, or I had been widowed at the time for 17 years, and I was just looking for that special connection. I've had lots of dates in 17 years, but no special connection. And I found the love of my life on eHarmony.com. I met Dan and liked his profile immediately. He has a bald head, which I loved, a nice smile, and he seemed like he was involved in a lot of things and hobbies, and just really a lover of life, like I am. And so we connected. We started chatting, and we had the open communication process. And then Dan gave me his phone number.
And I got onto eHarmony because I had come off a 16-year marriage that basically we just had nothing in common, and it just fell apart. So I moped around the house for about 6 months and then decided I needed to get that out there and start dating again. I did not want to do the bar scene. So I tried another online dating service that didn't go very well because it was so impersonal. Tried eHarmony.com at the suggestion of my ex-sister-in-law. So I went on and I found Catherine.
So he gave me his phone number, and I mustered up all my courage and gave him a call. That was tough. So I was going to a birthday party that day in the city where he lives, and asked him if he'd meet for coffee. Well, he wasn't available. I was, of course, disappointed, but he asked me to come to his musical gig that Friday. And so I agreed. I gathered up all my single girlfriends that I knew, and we came in a posse because I needed reinforcements, lots of backup.
I'm a drummer in a band, so...
a good drummer.
Thank you. I knew Catherine was coming, so when she showed up eventually, I think she was like an hour later than she had originally said she was going to be there. I blew it off. I didn't think she was going to show up at all. And then she walks in, and a bunch of girls walk in, and there was Catherine. I saw her right away. She didn't even look at me. She just went straight back to the back of the restaurant that we were playing at. So after the set was over, I went over and I sat at her desk, and
I needed to watch him for a while and see what he was all about, so I didn't even look at him. But it was funny. Of course, all his friends asked, "How did you guys meet?" And we never really had even met, except on the phone. And I said we met in elementary school. We told this big lie, and of course we were so happy with eHarmony.com. Now all our friends know that we met on eHarmony.
I'm going to clarify that. She said the big lie.
Okay.
I think that's the last time that she's actually lied to me.
I never lied.
And it was just a very, very simple thing. It was very funny, as a matter of fact. I lived in Florida when I was a child, and she lived in Orange County, California. But it was.
We couldn't have gone to elementary school together.
That's right. We made amends with our friends, and we actually told them how we actually met. And we're so happy that eHarmony was there to facilitate us meeting.
So on our first date, Dan came to my house. It was a bike ride, but I hadn't ridden my bike in almost over a year. So he got in my garage, pulled my bike down from the hooks, cleaned my bike, filled the tires. I was just so thrilled that he was so willing and so helpful. And I'd never met anyone like that. So already I was excited about meeting Dan. And we rode about 20 miles. Dan, you're the biker, you tell about it.
Yeah, we went out. I made sure I didn't take off in front of her. I wanted to make sure that she was safe on the whole ride, because I wasn't actually sure how her cycling abilities were. So we had gone about 10 miles, so we pulled into a convenience store to get some water, and we started exchanging information. And this information was very personal, and that's where I knew we had a connection. So once we got back to our house, I also found out that one of her motivations for going out with me was to get some music on her iPod for her yoga.
I had just started teaching yoga and didn't even know how to use an iPod. So when I heard that this guy had lots of music to help me with and he could show me how to really use my iPod, I'm not techie, he is. I was excited. And so he was willing to come and share the music with me. And that's when I knew we could really work together, because we were able to ebb and flow on a project like putting music on an iPod, something I'd never done. And he was patient with me, and he taught me a lot. And then we went to lunch. We had a delightful day. A week later, I had to go to the airport. He came to the airport and he picked me up, or he came to my house at 5 in the morning to help to get me on a 7 a.m. flight. He was just so willing, and that's what makes him so special. He's so willing to be present in my life. However, we're both very busy, aren't you?
We're very busy. I have a real job. I'm a weekend warrior when it comes to music. I've been playing music for 45 years, so I still play during the weekends. I have rehearsal during the week. Catherine has her massage therapy that she goes through. She's a massage therapist. Lucky me, huh? So, yeah, we've just got very busy lives. But bottom line, we got married, and the reason that we got married, the reason we met, was because of eHarmony.com.
But I really think that because we're so busy, in the past, I've never met anyone that let me be me and let me do what I needed to do and supported me through life. And Dan does that, and I do that for him. We don't depend on each other for our needs, but we're with each other all the time in thoughts and spirit. And when we actually are together, life is explosive. So this year we did something fun that's been a passion of Dan's for the last 14 years, but I said I would never do. You tell about it, honey.
Okay, we did a bicycle ride from San Francisco to LA called the AIDS Life Cycle. We raise money for AIDS awareness and for services provided for people that have that terrible disease. And I've been doing it for 14 years, as she said. Last year was her first year that she rode for it. And
I was never going to ride, but he talked me into it.
Before the ride was
fabulous.
finished, we had already signed up, and we're going to be doing it again next year. It'll be my 15th year, her second.
Oh gosh, and look, now I'm crying. I'm just so excited about our relationship.
On the back of the tandem bicycle, and we will be riding it on the tandem also. On the back of the bicycle, it does say, "Just married, thanks to eHarmony.com."
560 miles with that.
And they call tandem bicycles divorce-cycles, but exactly the opposite for us. So bottom line, thank you eHarmony.com. And
thank you eHarmony.com. We are so grateful.
Thanks. I don't think that one was good.
You don't think that one's good?
As good.
At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over. And life is like a song my heart was wrapped up in clover.